What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? How are y'all doing? This your girl, Nature Queen, aka Keisha Lee Robinson, better known as Cheetah Vans K4L, and you are tuned in live to the Nature Queens podcast. This is episode 4, and I'm excited because I'm in a better place knowing that I face my fears and it opened a door for change. And see, I know you read the headline, Face Your Fears, even when you're on the front line of the battlefield. Because right now we're at war. You hear me? We are at war with everybody. It's us against the world and including yourself, because you got to remember we're our biggest critic and our worst enemy. Shout out to your subconscious for that, aka the interference. But however, I'm just chilling, sipping on a blue Rita. My sister named it the blue motherfucker. And it speaks for itself. Well, I'm gonna get right on in it because I don't have much time. So first and foremost, off top, I always ask, how are you doing? Because I want you to know that you're not alone when you're with the Nature Queen. I've been there, done that, and still going through things. And you'll be amazed at the opportunities that are before you once you open your eyes to the real reality. Not any programming, not what they said or he said life should be. Remember, first and foremost, this is your world. Should I say it for the people in the back? This is your world. So everybody that's in your world, it's like you have this magic button to delete them out or attract them in. So if you're dealing with somebody, basically the emotions that we put into certain relationships and friendships and stuff, it be a little too much. It'd be a little too much. Because at the end of the day, if it wasn't, there wouldn't be all this emotion about betrayal, backstabbing, all that stuff. So I remember the day when I told the Most High to use me. I knew that when you change your life, it seemed like that's when everything started going wrong, because you got to go through some tests. Y'all think it's something going through all this police academy and all this stuff here. No, 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 no. Because the work that you're going to be doing and the trials and tribulations that leads to lessons and blessings, it's going to be like way bigger than you can imagine. You think you're going to go in and you're just going to deal with some baby daddy stuff or some workplace stuff? No. He'll hit you where you at least expect it. I'm talking about, I know the story, and I can't wait to tell it. But anyway, being on the front line requires a lot of patience, a lot of meditating. And when I say meditating, a lot of people don't do the meditating thing. And meditating don't mean you just sit there with your eyes closed all the time. You can just sit and think. And that's what I be saying, like, if you're away from all the noise and all the drama and all that stuff, you'll have time to think and position yourself. Things are really small, but we blow them up. We make them big. So you got to learn how to, like, face things head on. Because when you face things head on, it's like reversing the fear, which is an illusion, and it's like you're resisting. So therefore, something is bound to happen, whether good or bad, but mostly for the good, because you would never want to live with the regret of not doing because you were scared, or not trying because you were scared. Like, if your team, your favorite football team, basketball team, hockey, whatever, if if they went out to the game up against, say, like the Patriots, yeah, we're gonna use that. Okay, so the Patriots, they're this big team, and so if they go in feeling like, oh, we already know we're gonna get our butt whooped, that's what's gonna happen. That's the energy that they put out, and that's the results that they're gonna get. See, life, a lot of things that we just say, we just be saying, it really makes sense. Like, life is truly what you make it. Nobody said that it's going to be perfect. Nobody said that it's going to be all bad. But at the end of the day, you got to know how to respond to whatever is going on in your life. I feel like once I did my shadow work, and a lot of us need to do that, once you face your childhood, which a lot of the root of the problem that we deal with in life starts from, once we deal with all that stuff, you look at life totally different. You can actually look at people for who they are and accept that. And that takes away a lot of pain and confusion and all these little cycles that we, deal with for as trauma. I look back at my life and I say, I could have handled a lot of things differently. I look at my life and I say, I wasn't always right. Down to relationships. You have a breakup, find a way to cope with it, handle it in a way that it wouldn't be no bad blood. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I used to feel like all my breakups was so bad. I don't care how I tried to make it work. Like, okay, we could just be cool, or you know what I'm saying? Like, it never worked until I tried this. A situation happened, and I was like, you know, I had to look at it like this. It's his life, his house, his car, whatever. Thank you for everything. Let me go on back my way. Oh, Keisha. Oh, such and such and such it. Everything in a book. Probably get a pop, pop, wop, wop. Never know with the old Keisha. So when this situation happened, I was like, oh my God, you have changed. And it felt good. And yeah, I had some little feelings and emotions of sadness and, detachment, because even though I didn't put my heart all the way into it like that to be set up to be hurt, because I do have barriers and walls up, I'm still human. And I honestly figured out what those feelings were. They wasn't really like sad behind the person. I was sad because of my loyalty. Loyalty, your strength, your mind, everything, all that stuff is like the juice to keep you flowing. And when you let somebody take that from you or abuse it, that shit does hurt, because it takes a lot to be a real person. And what I mean by that, how many times have somebody done something to you, but you like, oh, I would never do that to somebody. But guess what? They hit you this time, during the time where you wanted to get back. Say, for instance, somebody called Children and Family. They call them on you. That's a tough one right there. Not only just for you, it's like, but they playing on your kids' life too. Anytime. And most of the time when Children and Family are called, it's called out of like revenge. I don't know why people did stuff like that, but I know it happened to me before, and I'll talk about that later on, but God worked in my favor. And sometimes it'll come back on that person. You might not know it, but it may come back on that person. You know what I'm saying? But I could never fix myself up to do something like that. It's other ways to get to people besides doing something like that. So if you want to hurt somebody, I advise you don't do that. It's not even worth it. Only do it if it's necessary, if that child really needs help. Because that's why a lot of kids get lost in the system now, because of all these fake calls and stuff. So, but what I'm trying to say is that my morals wouldn't allow me to do nothing like that. That's being real. Even though you know you can do the same thing to get back to that person. That person probably deserve it. You know what I mean? But sometimes you don't even know who did it, but you do have a clue. But either way, you get the point what I'm trying to make. It takes a lot to be real. It takes a lot to stand your ground. It takes a lot to think before you react. Especially if you come from where I come from. Living in a dog-eat-dog world. Eat or be ate. My reflexes, physically, verbally, were like rapid. 100 round. 0 to 100. But then when you renew your mind, you realize that a lot of people are attacking you off of stuff that they're battling within themselves. They might say you got a little house, but they probably had a little house before they got their big house. You got to crawl before you walk. Some of us be crawling for a little minute because it's just not our season. You done seen them babies. They be about 14, 15 months. Ain't even walking. Birthday done came and all. It just wasn't their time. But then when they get up and they go to walking, oh, they walking. You be kind of wishing they was still crawling. But yeah, you just got to stand on that front line. Because one thing I know, ain't nowhere in the history of the Bible or nothing that's saying that the Most High or Jesus Christ or whoever you worship or whatever had vacations, out buying Jordans, worried about what they say. He was too busy in his own lane, on his own mission, to do what he had to do. And that's Jesus. He was helping people, teaching people. He wasn't comparing how many women or men he had. He wasn't trying to make it to the next club. Now, he did have fun when he changed that water into wine. Now, he was like, hey, it's a time for everything. And it is. It's a time for everything. And right now, it's the time for us to stick together, get our mind right, and pull everybody that's stuck into these cycles and programming, hatred and negativity, try to reach out to them or either be an example. And that's what I decided to do. I still like to have fun, but I honestly really ain't had much fun lately. When I go out to eat, that's fun for me. Chilling, hanging with my kids, that's fun to me. I be wanting to go to concerts and stuff, but I think about what else I could be doing. And it ain't nothing knocking whoever party and hang out and feel like they got to socialize. But to me, with all that, it keeps you in this little low vibrational space, this competitive space. Your ego is always going to be running the show because you're going to have to live up to who you say you are. Oh, I don't repeat no outfits. Oh, I don't go over here. Oh, we eat only here. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, your pockets like they can't hear that. The ego out riding it. The ego like, yeah, turn up party over, egg party over here, egg pot. Yeah, let's get high. That ego is a mud, boy. And I know y'all see I'm doing better with my little podcast, less cursing. Not to say that I don't have to or I can't do what I want to do because this is mine, but it's something that I've been working on. So, back to the little story though. On the front line are the strongest soldiers. I'm going to say it again. On the front line is where you will find the strongest soldiers. We're going to take all the smoke. We want all the smoke. And if you're not careful, you can get smoke. And that's real. So, when you're at that point where you're feeling like you want to give up, think about the person who has already won the battle. And that's the Most High. And that's Jesus Christ. They already fought every battle. You can turn any scenario that happens in this world. You can kind of look, they say the Bible is contradicting. Everything is. Everything was told to us. It don't matter if you never read a Bible in your life. We're living those days. The parts that were manipulated to me were the part where they used to enslave us mentally. And see, that's the part where everybody thinking you got to have all these degrees, all these cars, houses, all this money. You can have all that. The most valuable thing in this world is a peace of mind. With a good peace of mind, all of that stuff can be acquired. And you also got to know that when you get placed in these positions, you got to give him his glory. You got to be doing it for a purpose in order to have it longer. Because if it's not serving for him and his people, and it's only serving you, you ain't gonna be in control like you're supposed to. You're not gonna be listening to nobody but yourself. And that's your ego telling you got it. You're in control. You don't need nobody. You self-made. When truth be told, we're not. I don't care what you have. You're not self-made. Because somebody had to help you along the way, from a child to adolescence, your parents and whoever was supporting you and helping you and feeding you and clothing you, giving you advice. So that should tell you that we all need each other. And if we put all our minds together, we can build our own foundation that will be solid enough for us to stand on. But first it takes us letting go of excuses, letting go of trauma. Everybody say YOLO, you only live once, life's short. But everybody acting like we got forever. I don't see how they keep making up diseases. Shit, we got monkeypox now. After a while, it ain't gonna be safe to have a cat or a dog. The world is evolving. People are changing. Places are changing. Things are changing. And you got to change too. So all that talking about you stuck in your ways, psh, it's the end. Well, it was nice talking to you all. See you all later.